you want me to ask you some questions?
Yes, please, Neil.
Well, I've got loads of them here from our lovely viewers who've left them in the comments section. Ooh. So it's Ask GMBN. Start with a question from Lord Dark Helmet. Do you know him?
No, it sounds like a real dodgy film actor's name.
He says, at what age should I stop kidding myself at the bike park? I'm dangerously close to 50. I take my kids there and they love it. Should I pass the baton to them and stick to cross country?
No, why?
What age should you stop riding jumps? You should never stop.
I don't think you should ever stop riding jumps. Maybe if you feel like you're getting a bit out of hand, maybe just slow down.
Wear more pads?
Yeah, you could wear more pads. Full body armour.
I mean, there's plenty of people that I know who, like Steve Jones. How old's Steve? He's well old.
He's 70.
He sends it. He's really fast. Yeah. So lots of people can still ride fast.
I think so. And if you stop, your kids are just going to overtake you. Don't want that. They were going to anyway.
RRRB. I've changed my 80mm stem to a 40mm stem as I was told this would help with steering in tight bends. Steering in tight bends? Maybe. But it made my bike skittish as heck and I end up crashing with 3 broken ribs and torn shoulder ligaments.
Oh, wow.
Any advice here?
Well, maybe, you've gone from like this much to like this much.
It's a big difference.
It's a big difference. Plus it brings your whole body and the characteristics of your bike change completely.
Kind of depends on the bike as well. If it's a cross-country bike, it could make that bike too small, putting a 40mm stem on there. Yeah. Might take a bit of getting used to. And you might want to go wider on the bars as well, because if you've still got narrow bars and a short stem,
even worse combo.
Could be a bit dodgy. So
I've done it. I've gone to a really short stem. I went from a 50 to a 35. It was the worst thing I ever did.
Yeah.
I went back to 50.
I did it with my Canyon Lux, my cross-country bike. I think it wasn't a massive stem. Probably went, what's on there now? It's probably a 60 to a 30.
Yeah.
I don't know, I need to double check my stats there. But it did definitely, for me, it made the bike feel really good, but I did go wider with bars.
Oh, okay. I stick towards that.
Trisha Flanagan, can I use an exacto knife? Do you know what that is?
Is it one of those craft knives?
It's one of those really pointy, it goes to point, like a Stanley knife. Yeah. It goes to a point.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Can I use an exacto knife with a brand new blade to cut my Shimano brake hoses?
Yeah.
They're really sharp. One thing I would say is it could flex a bit and you might get like a weird.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you try and get a really straight down.
Yeah.
But I reckon it'll do it.
I think it'll do it.
They're not very tough, those Shimano brake hoses.
No. And if it's braided, you get some good ones.
Don't do it. Braided hoses, they're a pain in the bum. I would practice. Don't go down to the length you want it first. Just practice a bit higher up. Yeah. It's going to be a bit messy, bringing oil everywhere, but I reckon it'll do it. Here is Henry with his brake hacks.
So the first thing we're going to get into is basically making sure our pistons are running with having to overcome as little friction as possible. Some of the times there can be so much friction within the seals on the pistons that the reason your brake feels like it's spongy is because right from the first bit of that lever throw, it's actually having to overcome a lot of friction. So it's not free falling until it hits, the bite point.
Rory Mason, you ready? Rory Mason's got a question.
Yep.
Hi guys, I'm hoping to do a season working at Whistler next year.
Oh, dream.
And I was wondering if I could do it on a 160mm travel enduro bike, or is it worth buying a downhill bike?
We've done a video on this. Neil.
We did actually, yes.
We did either or. 160 is pretty capable. Plus there's a lot of riding outside the park.
What would you get if you could have one bike and go to Whistler for a season?
Enduro bike.
Me too. They're both going to get battering. Either bike's going to get worn out. So I would just take the enduro bike and be able to ride up and down everything.
Yeah. And if you're working there, you could potentially hire a downhill bike, or if you got mates, you can borrow one. You can use that.
Yeah, true.
If you're feeling a bit.
Although didn't we say in that video that we both loved having the downhill bike?
We did, only because we rode so much, and the big bike just took a lot more. But that's bike park riding.
Next question. Mountain Bike Sunday Riders. Hi friends.
Hi.
So happy you answered one of my questions last time. Now, wait for more. What are the pros and cons of internal and external cable routing? Is it just a trend or a necessary thing to have a bike with internal cables?
First off, internal cable routing looks snazzy, looks clean, looks slick.
You can't call it a trend. It's been around for ages.
Yeah.
It's there. I think I would always go for internal cabling because it looks much better.
Yes.
It is a bit of a pain in the bum, but how often do you have to change cables?
Not very often, but when you've got the right tools, it's actually all right. But some manufacturers don't really do it very well inside.
You know, yeah, true. Some bikes come with like internal sort of routing that's, I don't know what you call it, like enclosed.
Yeah.
So also, have you seen those little red anodized tools that RockShox make, and you screw it into the that's the best thing ever. You pull a new cable through with the old one. Brilliant.
Streamy.
I don't know. What's
internal for me for sure. It's not a trend, like you said.
Yeah.
External, you get a lot of scratching on your frame.
True.
When they rub, they rattle.
They can rattle inside as well, though.
They can. That's actually quite annoying. Yeah. I had a bike that did that.
But you can fix that with little zip ties or bits of foam.
Expanding foam the whole frame.
Really?
Don't do that. That's a joke.
It would work. You'd never have to change the cable. Right, Jeff Giles. I tend to go back and forth about whether or not a long travel 29er is the right bike for me. Currently, I'm riding a 120 27.5 bike, so that's sort of down the other end of the scale.
Yeah.
It's awesome on the climbs, but gets bumped around quite often on descents. I love the playfulness of the wheel size and the amount of travel, but I'm enticed with the idea of having more travel and larger wheels. The trails I ride in Utah aren't particularly chunky or technical, and I'm worried more travel would be overkill. Thoughts? I've demoed the Rayon, the Ripmo, the Bronson, the Slash, the Max 6, and the Switchblade.
Whoa.
And I think I like the Ripmo the best.
Okay, I've never ridden that.
That's an Ibis Ripmo, big hit in 29er. I love those bikes. I've got a Canyon Strive.
I've just got one myself.
For me, I think that is probably the bike that suits me the best. For my type of riding, that's the bike I would choose to ride most of the time. However, we're very spoilt. We have a few bikes floating around, we can just ride the right bike each time. Yeah. But that's probably the bike I would have.
I'm in the middle, Neil. I'm stuck because I've just got the new Strive as well, like yours. 29er, big travel bike, and I have a Mega, and then I've got a 29er short travel. We're lucky. Do you know what? The Strive is really good. The 29er with a lot of travel, you can lock it out. You can do whatever you want with it.
That's what I would say. Is try and pick one where you can either lock out or make the bike more efficient.
Yeah.
Because you can ride big days on them and then bomb down the hills on them as well.
Yeah.
Change the tyres for cross country or for downhill. Sounds like you've tested a lot of bikes and you haven't decided. That makes me wonder if maybe it's not the right bike for you.
That's.
Don't know. Tough choice.
It's a good choice to have.
The trail wound through the crazy forest with some amazing flow and perfect grippy loam.
I would have loved a 29er for that trip.
Yeah, so we rode... What bikes did we ride? I forgot.
We were riding the 9ers.
Oh,
they had brought out a 27.5 and you were on a 29er, which... When I got on yours to test, I was like, oh.
It was a great bike. That was a great bike.
Yeah,
that was a slightly
short
short travel. I think that was 150 mile travel.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Good bike.
Tom Bowman. Hi guys, I love the show. I'm really interested in dirt jumping and slopestyle, but I've looked everywhere and can't find any grassroots competitions. Where would I start?
Where are you from?
That's the big question. In the UK, it's a pretty good series of grassroots.
In the UK, there's a lot. There's like Dirt Wars. There's a few other competitions out there. They're pretty grassrooty. I guess go and look on social media, see who's in the scene in your local area.
Yeah.
And drop him a message, see what's going on.
Yeah, it's tough to start a proper answer when we don't know where you live. But
yeah, but I think if you just look on social media, see who's doing that sport, see what they're doing, drop them a message. We're all friends, so ask them a question.
Yep. Christopher Vipond, what is your opinion on bikes like the Giant Trans 29er that have 130mm and 115mm of travel front and rear? So 130 front, 115 rear. Do you see a need for a bike that falls in between cross country and enduro?
That's a trail bike.
That's what I would call a trail bike, yeah.
That's a trail bike. I would, yeah. It's a good bike to have all day, right?
We've already talked a bit about choosing bikes for everything, but a trail bike suits a lot of people, I think. Where it's not quite a sort of thoroughbred race machine because it doesn't quite fit enduro or cross country, but it does fit sort of just blasting around the woods and having a good time.
Oh yeah.
And for a lot of riders, I think that probably suits.
Yep.
So yeah, great. What is your opinion? They're great.
I love them. Done.
Kozu XD. I recently got my dream bike, a Merida 14700. I kind of want to upgrade to a Fox 36 factory fork. I have a RockShox Revelation 150mm. Do you guys think it's worth it? Should I go second hand or brand new? Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Thanks, dude.
I've got an answer for this. Do you know those RockShox? I was speaking to Dottie. You can take out the internals from a Lyric or a pipe?
Or maybe Pike actually says, yeah, charge damper will fit your fork and basically make it a pike.
So you can change all that and you can have a really high-end pike.
A new Fox 36 is going to be a lot of money.
A lot of money.
They are expensive.
A lot more than an internal, all your gubbins inside that your fork you've got now. If you just change that, you've actually got a fork that's pretty...
There's something to be said. I mean, this sounds really snobbish, but when you have the top of the range pike, you're like, whoa, check that out. Or you've got a Revelation, that, even though it is the same as a pike inside, it's maybe not quite as cool in some people's eyes.
Yeah,
but it works just as well. So
it could be a placebo effect as well. You have all that, and you're like, still not that.
I would do it.
It's like when you buy a 325i, but you wish you had a 330.
Yeah,
BMW.
True. Yeah.
Or an M3.
You just debadge it and not tell.
Exactly.
Right, here's some upgrades for £100.
Okay, first up is kind of like your control points. It's your grips, your saddle and your pedals, even things like this, hand guards. These items can make such a huge difference to your riding. Just changing your grips makes your bike feel literally completely different. Think about pedals, for instance. You could be riding flat pedals, moving over to clips for under £100 is a huge difference to your riding and can transform the way you think about how you're going to go out on your bike. So really think about these contact points and what they could do. And it's all for under £100. Not bad.
Right, thanks for sending us your questions. Keep leaving them down below and we'll try and get back to you next week.
Yeah. Now, we got a question that got answered, and it is called hard nose or soft tail.
You ruined my bike.
I ruined your bike, Neil.
Here's a video of Blake riding a really bike.
Don't forget to hit the globe to subscribe because you're missing out on some rad stuff.
Thumbs up if you like questions being answered.
I do.